3 ways to sow hidden merit, so that your children and grandchildren enjoy lifelong blessings. Few do it, but the merit is great. Have you ever wondered why some families remain poor for 3 generations, yet live in peace and harmony, while some wealthy families see their descendants constantly beset by calamities, disputes, and breakups? Could it be that money does not determine one's blessings? Might there be an invisible force guiding the fate of an entire lineage? That force is hidden merit. There are deeds no one witnesses or praises, yet heaven and earth record them. There are loving hearts that leave no material legacy but cast a protective shade for generations to come. If you live for your children and grandchildren, pause for a moment and absorb this teaching in full, because some truths need no instruction yet accompany descendants throughout life. The Buddha taught that certain blessings do not lie in the wealth one leaves behind, but in the hidden merit silently cultivated by ancestors. This is neither flashy merit-making nor almsgiving for fame, but benevolent deeds sown without expectation of reward, quiet yet profound. Hidden merit is the root. With it, the tree of blessings blooms long and strong. Without it, blessings flare like a straw fire and quickly burn out. Below are 3 simple yet profound practices. If you embrace them, not only will your own life improve, but your descendants will also reap the rewards. 1. Help others without seeking recognition. Truly virtuous people perform good deeds in silence, without expecting repayment, without seeking applause, and without craving notoriety. They live like the roots of a tree hidden underground, unseen and unsung, yet it is these roots that allow the tree to stand firm and bear flowers. They understand that the greatest good is the kind that needs no validation. In everyday life, countless small acts accumulate into great blessings. Someone quietly sends rice to a poor household in the neighborhood. A person stops to care for a lonely elderly neighbor even after a tiring day at work. A young woman sets aside part of her salary each month to help mountain area students. No names, no photos, no stories posted on social media. These are people sowing hidden merit. They know that good deeds require no spotlight, only a heart bright enough. Hidden merit is when you help someone in despair without expecting their gratitude. When you support someone who is faltering without ever telling anyone. When you silently pray for another's peace even though they have never done anything for you. Such deeds are not as dazzling as achievements, yet they are precious gems stored in the invisible treasury of heaven and earth. In the Anguttara Nikaya, the Buddha taught that among the 4 types of giving, the highest is to give without expectation of return. Such a giver does not sow deeds out of hope for reward. They give out of unconditional compassion, not out of fear of karma. One morning in a small riverside village, an old man began placing a simple meal by the roadside each dawn: a packet of sticky rice, a banana, and a bottle of water. No one knew why. Some laughed, asking, "Who are you giving it to?" Since no one came forward. Yet he continued. Months later, they discovered that a mentally ill woman, unnoticed by the community, had been stopping there each morning while everyone else slept. He had known this and quietly provided her with comfort each day. Hidden merit is not showy, yet it lingers like dew on branches at dawn. Invisible, yet it sustains the life of the tree. Those who sow good in silence preserve the life force of the community. They may have no fame, but they carry intrinsic value. They may not be flashy, but they bear spiritual weight, and the law of karma never errs. The descendants of those who cultivate hidden merit often receive help from unexpected benefactors. Their endeavors may begin unremarkably, yet they encounter timely opportunities. In times of trouble, someone lends a hand. In moments of crisis, someone offers rescue. This is no coincidence, but blessings concealed within silent merit. Some affluent families suffer rivalry, sibling feuds, broken relationships, and business failures because their ancestors caused harm to others. Conversely, those who live humbly, though not materially wealthy, leave behind great hidden merit. Their descendants become successful, live virtuously, and are beloved by others. 2. Practice patience when misunderstood or treated unfairly. Some wounds are inflicted not by a direct blow, but by slanderous words, cold stares, or whispers behind one's back. More painful than being hit is being misunderstood, and most painful of all is when you cannot defend yourself or no one believes your defense. In such moments, people often respond with anger, fight back, or seek revenge. But those who have cultivated virtue and learned patience choose silence, not out of weakness, but out of deep understanding of karma. The Buddha said, "Repay hatred with hatred, and hatred multiplies. Repay with loving kindness, and hatred dissolves." In the Dhammapada, he also stated, "Among all practices, patience is supreme." Those who can endure being wronged and treated unjustly are accumulating enormous hidden merit. That merit may not appear immediately, but extends far and endures through future lifetimes. Once in India, a renowned Dharma teacher was invited to speak at a large monastery. Before his talk, someone anonymously spread rumors that he had committed misconduct in the past. The gossip spread rapidly, leaving disciples confused and organizers embarrassed. Yet the teacher simply smiled and said, "If it's true, I am paying the price. If it's false, the one who spreads the rumor is creating karma. I need not defend myself. I only need to continue living rightly." He then ascended the pulpit and spoke in a calm voice as if no storm had occurred. Years later, the rumor monger fell gravely ill and came to seek forgiveness. The teacher still smiled, without blame or mention of the past. People then realized that patience is not passive acceptance, but the greatest wisdom of a cultivated practitioner. In daily life, we may be misunderstood by family, envied by colleagues, or slandered by neighbors. Our ego demands an immediate response, but reacting in anger only sows more karma. Practitioners understand that each forbidden word they refrain from uttering spares a cycle of rebirth. Patience does not mean perpetual silence, nor does it mean accepting injustice. It means delaying reaction to transform the mind, seeing deeply that those who wound us do so out of their own suffering and are driven by greed, anger, and ignorance. If we succumb to anger, we become no different from them. But if we maintain equanimity, we lift ourselves beyond the cycle of karma. A woman recounted that during a financial crisis, her partner cheated her out of nearly all her capital. Not only did they refuse to apologize, they slandered her and pinned all the blame on her. She was so angry she couldn't sleep. She wanted to sue and expose the truth. But a teacher advised her, "You have the right to do that, but if you accept it and maintain a benevolent heart, heaven will repay you along a greater, more enduring path." She followed that advice. No lawsuit, no slander. She quietly rebuilt her work, helped others, and kept her heart free of resentment. In the years that followed, an international organization invited her to collaborate, something she had never dared to dream of. She said, "If I hadn't practiced patience back then, I'd probably still be embroiled in lawsuits. Thanks to patience, I have gone farther than I ever imagined." One who cultivates hidden merit exercises patience, for patience prevents the continuation of evil karma. A patient person, when misunderstood, severs the cycle of rebirth at its root. They choose silence, not out of weakness, but out of a strength greater than anger. The blessings of patience do not appear immediately, but they manifest in the lives of one's descendants. Children born to such families are gentle and free of conflict. When hardship strikes, someone always comes to help. Business setbacks don't lead to despair. Some people seem to meet benefactors wherever they go and are loved by all, not because they are lucky, but because their grandparents or parents patiently endured much without resentment. That silent patience becomes shade for generations to come. Those who practice patience accumulate merit, protect their families from future storms, and weave the broken fragments of past karma with threads of compassion and wisdom. Therefore, if you are being misunderstood or treated unfairly, do not rush to anger. Take a deep breath, reflect, and remind yourself. This is an opportunity to sow a blessing that few can achieve. Heaven and earth do not require your words. They only require your heart to remain free of resentment. Karma needs no explanation. It records energy, not logic. And because your descendants need the shade that your patience today provides, that is hidden merit. 3 Nos. Do not sow speech karma. Preserve kind words for future generations. Among all karmas, speech karma arises fastest yet is hardest to dissolve. A spear wound may heal over time, but a wrongful word, a slanderous remark, or an undeserved rebuke can be etched into someone's heart for life, and even carry its consequences into the next generation. In the Agama Sutras, the Buddha taught that a true practitioner should guard against speech karma as one would guard a flame in the palm, for once words are released, they are like arrows fired from a bow, irretrievable. Some think, I only said it casually, but words carry karmic energy the moment they are spoken. Whether uttered inadvertently or as a joke, slandering someone or sowing suspicion is planting the seed of division. Cursing one's parents or insulting one's benefactors is planting the seed of unfilial behavior, whose heavy fruit may come not only to oneself, but also to one's descendants. Someone who uses harsh words to humiliate another in public is planting seeds of hatred and will reap isolation, slander, and loss of reputation later. Conversely, someone who guards their speech, knowing when, where, and how to speak kindly, is creating hidden merit of enormous value, bequeathing peace to their entire lineage. A rural noodle vendor once endured her neighbor's envy and gossip, yet she never responded with harsh words. She remained silent and continued living kindly. Every morning, she cooked extra bowls of noodles to quietly give to struggling elders in her village, never boasting about it. When asked how her son had come to excel, passing medical school, earning colleagues' respect, and advancing rapidly, she simply said, I didn't raise him with money, but with a heart that never harms others. A kind word is a seed, an evil word is an invisible blade. Those who guard their mouths as they would guard gold have light hearts and spirits, and their descendants enjoy happiness. Some families are thin on blessings not because of a lack of money, but because their ancestors spoke too many harsh words. Those words linger in the family's energy field, creating wounds that cause children to grow up amid quarrels, discord, and suspicion. Those who understand hidden merit know that not every word needs to be spoken, not every truth needs to be exposed, and not every wrongdoing must be rebuked. A cultivated person chooses words that do not harm, yet still convey understanding. They teach not from ego but from compassion. They speak not with condescension, but with a heart of love. In the Anguttara Nikaya, the Buddha calls this samavaka, right speech words that are truthful, gentle, beneficial, timely, and rooted in goodwill. One who practices right speech not only avoids creating negative karma, but also generates a pure energy that flows to descendants. An elder teacher once said, to judge someone's level of practice, you need not look at their robes or hear their sermons. Just listen to how they speak to others. If they speak gently, kindly, and compassionately, their practice is genuine. Consider, in a family where the grandfather scolds, the father curses, and the mother speaks harshly, a child grows up vulnerable, lacking confidence, and struggling to develop compassion. But in a household where members speak kind words, offer gentle reminders, and teach through listening, children become virtuous individuals respected by others. Speech karma not only affects oneself but spreads through bloodlines, because words shape a family's collective energy. Families that speak many cruel words never find peace. Families that guard their speech naturally generate harmonious life energy. Those with hidden merit do not wait for rituals to pray for their descendants. They guard against speech karma daily, using every kind word as a paving stone for their grandchildren's future. Therefore, if you have nothing material to leave behind for future generations, leave them a legacy of words of gratitude, forgiveness, encouragement, gentle guidance, and above all, unspoken words when you are angry. Preserving those words is like safeguarding a peaceful sky for your family, for some words spoken once can wound a person for life, while some unspoken words can avert an impending karmic retribution. That is the hidden merit of the mouth. No need for golden statues, just words that shed no unjust tears. That is how one sows blessings with each breath, leaving behind a lineage that loves through the power of kind speech. Many labor their entire lives to amass wealth, money, houses, land, hoping to leave a material foundation for their descendants. Yet when they pass away, those assets often become sources of dispute, division, and ruin, not because money is evil, but because hidden merit was lacking. Wealth unaccompanied by virtue only burdens descendants with more karmic debt and lost blessings. Conversely, Some live simply and leave no vast estate, but bequeath an invaluable spiritual legacy, a way of living grounded in patience, compassion, silence when needed, gentle admonitions, and never uttering harsh words. Such people are like hidden roots drawing life-giving water, nourishing their entire lineage. You may not stand out in this world, but if you live with a kind heart and sow hidden merit every day, your descendants will be sheltered by the blessings you quietly cultivate. Those who have hidden merit are often unseen, like the crescent moon behind clouds, not shining brightly, yet anyone traveling at night gives thanks to its light. They do not beat their chests to claim credit or carve their names on stone tablets, yet heaven and earth understand karma and blessings. The fruits of hidden merit appear not only in great events, but also in the smallest details. A child who honors and obeys their parents, a grandchild who wins the affection of strangers, a family that weathers a crisis in peace, a sick person who meets the right healer at the right time. These are the sweet fruits growing from the silent seeds you sow today. There is an old saying, when virtue is deep, blessings are profound. When blessings are profound, calamities pass. When calamities pass, the household finds peace. When the household finds peace, generations prosper. Everything begins with virtue, but not the virtue displayed on plaques. It is hidden merit, that which no one sees but heaven and earth never forget. You need not live grandly, only live deeply. You need not have anyone know you. Only your heart must remember others. Live like a sandalwood tree, quietly sending fragrance into the world. Sow a kind word each day, as if scattering lotus blossoms along the future path of your descendants. For if you sow blessings today, you will not need to pray for them tomorrow. And if you begin planting hidden merit now, by the time you are gone you will have left the greatest shade. No lofty tomb, no grand inscription. Only a single sentence whispered by others will suffice. They were so gentle in life. That is enough. If today you hear this teaching, that too is part of your blessing. Please preserve your blessings, nurture them, and sow more. No grand deeds are required. Only live each day a little more kindly than the last. Homage to Shakyamuni Buddha, the original teacher. Radishes cannot ward off disaster. Only hidden merit can halt negative karma. You may leave your child a grand house, but it cannot protect against illness, injury, sudden accident, or the karmic obstacles carried over from many lifetimes. You may bequeath a vast inheritance, but it cannot teach compassion, patience, or how to avoid conflict or show kindness at the right moment. You may provide the finest schools, luxury cars, and every comfort, but none of that can free them from the fruits of past karma silently carried within your family line. Hidden merit is an invisible armor, not ostentatious or flashy, but capable of quietly blocking the winds of karma, soothing misfortunes, and opening a path of escape for the children you love. Some families have no lack of money, yet their children break the law, fall into addiction, suffer chronic illness, or endure one broken relationship after another. Outsiders do not understand. Seen through the lens of karma, one realizes that money is a visible blessing while hidden merit is the submerged blessing, and only the submerged blessing preserves the roots. Conversely, some families are not wealthy and live very simply, yet their children are filial, successful, and beloved, and whenever danger appears, help arrives. Wherever they go, they turn peril into safety. The reason is simple. Their ancestors once sowed hidden merit, practiced patience when wronged, quietly helped those in distress, and cultivated themselves with kind words that no one knew, yet heaven and earth knew, and their descendants enjoy that shade without ever having to pray for it. Therefore, if you truly love your children, do not leave them only houses and money. Leave them a deep root of virtue through the way you live today. Speak gently, guard your words, avoid gossip, forgive others instead of seeking revenge, quietly help those in suffering without expecting credit. A single kind word you speak today may save your child from an accident 10 years from now. One moment of patience in the face of insult may help your grandchild escape a grievous fate later. Hidden merit is an invisible blessing, but when it bears fruit, it is more tangible than anything else, and no one benefits from your hidden merit more than your own flesh and blood. Homage to Shakyamuni Buddha, the original teacher. Before you sleep, a single recitation can change the course of a lifetime. There are nights when people startle awake not from noise or nightmares, but because of an unnamed emptiness in their hearts. The stillness of the night seems to remind us that some truths only reveal themselves when the outside light fades. In those moments, if we have a single name to hold on to, a sacred phrase to return to, sleep becomes not merely rest, but a ritual of transformation. There is a simple yet miraculous practice that calms the mind for sleep, heals the body, and lightens the spirit. Reciting a Buddha's name before bed with sincerity and focus. No elaborate offerings, no resounding bells, just one phrase, one thought, one genuine intention. I have witnessed many wonders arising from a single nightly recitation. Some gravely ill people recovered, some anxious minds found peace, some enduring hardships encountered the precise opportunity to transform their lives. I met a middle-aged woman in a modest house on the outskirts of the city. She was neither wealthy nor destitute, but her voice always carried a hint of sorrow. She told me that for years she had never slept through the night. Every time she closed her eyes, she dreamt violently or heard footsteps and mournful whispers. She consulted hospitals and healers alike, tried all sorts of sleeping pills, yet only grew more exhausted. One day she happened upon a Dharma talk about reciting the name of the medicine Buddha. At first she did not believe it, but having nothing else to cling to, she tried it. Each night she sat upright at the corner of her bed, clasped her hands, and recited the name 7 times, then 21 times, and finally 49 times. After 1 week, sleep came as lightly as a village breeze, and the nightmares ceased. After 1 month, she said she felt vitality return and the constant fatigue was gone. She still did not understand what had happened, but she knew one thing for certain. Since reciting the medicine Buddha's name, she had discovered a profound stillness in her heart. In the Medicine Buddha Sutra, the first vow of the Buddha is that his lapis lazuli light will shine throughout the 10 directions, healing bodies of illness and calming troubled minds so that blessings flow naturally. That light is not external, but arises from awakened awareness when our mind rests upon a single name. When breath merges with the rhythm of recitation, energy can enter our subtle channels. Ancient Qi scholars teach that night is when human energy is weakest, Yin prevails, and Yang declines. If we do not actively preserve our energy, we are easily swept away by low vibrations and unseen influences. Reciting the name of the medicine Buddha is like lighting a lapis lazuli lamp in the darkness. The blue hue symbolizes purity, tranquility, and the power to pierce through all defilements, awakening the primordial life force within. Many practitioners after a time report remarkable transformations: deeper sleep, a lighter body, a mind freed from confusion and worry, a newfound peace previously unknown. Even those with serious illness find their fear dissolves, and when fear is gone, the disease no longer holds power over them. The practice is very simple. Before sleeping, sit down, inhale 3 long breaths to relax your body, close your eyes, and visualize a pure blue light, like clear water, enveloping you from head to toe, from inside out. Then recite the Buddha's name silently or aloud, as is convenient. With each recitation, imagine inviting that light to penetrate a little deeper into your body and mind. With each recitation, place yourself in the palms of the medicine Buddha. Do not rush or expect any result. Simply be present and recite with calm, unwavering faith. Whoever you are, wherever you are, young or old, strong or weak, you can begin today. Just one phrase, recited with the purity of your heart, is enough to awaken a new current in the bloodstream of your karmic lineage. Do not expect miracles overnight, but trust that each night you recite the medicine Buddha's name, you are planting a seed of light in your body and mind. And one day, not far off, that light will bloom like a lotus in your dreams, opening a peaceful door you have long awaited. Homage to Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Those who are sorrowful recite Avalokiteshvara, and their inner dryness is soothed and their wrongs dissolved. Night is when loneliness returns most strongly, when memories and regrets surface. The sound of Avalokiteshvara's name is like gentle moonlight, softening the heart like a cool breeze and healing its deepest wounds. Cleanse yourself, sit quietly, place your hands on your heart or abdomen, and imagine Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva sprinkling Amrita upon your mind. Then recite 7, 21, or 49 times. I vow to wash away sorrow, dissolve injustice, invite blessings to return, and preserve peace in body and mind. Some pains cannot be named. Some wounds do not bleed, but forever seep within. Sometimes we reach utter exhaustion, yet force a smile, because there is nowhere else to turn. On silent nights, the heart's cry resounds like ancient laments echoing back, like the breath of a lone soul standing at the edge of an abyss. In those moments, the recitation of Avalokiteshvara's name arises not as scripture, but as a familiar call, a mother's voice, an embrace once offered across the void, a tender touch soothing the heart's depths. Avalokiteshvara is not a distant title. She embodies great compassion, a stream of merciful grace flowing into the world for millennia, the one who hears every cry, even those we cannot voice. In its deepest meaning, Avalokiteshvara is the bodhisattva who always listens to the world's suffering. With a single sincere call, she manifests, not somewhere distant, but within your perception, within your breath, within the tear that falls in the late night. I once knew a woman who lost her child in a sudden accident. Since then, she never slept through the night. No sleep medicine could lull her. No comforting word could console her. Her family feared she would lose her mind. Then one night, in the depths of her pain, she heard someone reciting Avalokiteshvara in a video. She did not understand it, but began to weep. From that night on, each evening she sat by her child's photo, closed her eyes, and repeated, "Homage to Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva." At first through tears, then in whispers, and finally as a calm utterance. Gradually, sleep returned, not long, but free of nightmares. After several months, she returned to work. No one understood what had happened, but she said, "Someone saved me, not from the outside, but a gentle warmth awakened within by that recitation." Indeed, Avalokiteshvara is a refuge for wounded souls, a soft yet steady arm, a bell of compassion ringing in parched hearts. This name carries energy like water, wind, and moonlight, gentle, light, yet deeply penetrating. When we recite her name, we connect with a field of unconditional love. We remind ourselves to lighten our burdens, open our hearts, and forgive ourselves. Ancient Chi science likens Avalokiteshvara's energy to waterwood, a stream in the deep forest, both cooling and harmonizing. When that energy enters the body through recitation, it softens frozen parts of the heart, soothes neglected places, eases congestion in the liver, unblocks the lungs, lifts the weight on the heart, and, most importantly, restores kindness within the mind. Reciting Avalokiteshvara's name before sleep is a sacred ritual of communion. No elaborate ceremony, no glaring lights, just you and your heart. Dim the lights, clear your space, bathe, sit or lie comfortably, place a hand on your heart, close your eyes, and imagine before you a divine mother on a lotus throne holding a vase of Amrita, gently pouring healing water over your wounds. Then chant, "Homage to Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva," softly and slowly, letting each syllable touch the deepest part of your being. You may cry or feel choked, but that is a sign that healing has begun. A young person once told me that whenever they felt despair or apathy, reciting Avalokiteshvara for a few minutes naturally lightened their heart. Sometimes they felt like giving up, but after one recitation they no longer wanted to die, only wanted to live to understand why they had suffered so much. That recitation does not eliminate suffering, but it helps us suffer less amid life's trials. It does not erase karmic consequences, but it grants peace amid old karma. Above all, it makes us more gentle in a world often too harsh. Believe that wherever and whenever you invoke Avalokiteshvara with the urgency of a lost soul, she hears you, not with ears, but with her heart, through the compassion that links Buddha and beings. If you have no one to confide in, speak to Avalokiteshvara. If you are at the bottom of despair, try uttering her name. If you find yourself in a room where no one understands, allow Avalokiteshvara to be present with you, because she is there. No one is ever abandoned by Amitabha Buddha. Those who have lost their way recite Amitabha and glimpse light, even in dreams. The name Amitabha is the vessel that carries the mind to the pure land, the light of supreme bliss illuminating the darkest hearts. Anyone who has wandered astray, just one recitation of homage to Amitabha Buddha before sleep will steady their heart. The elderly recite it, children recite it, even the illiterate can recite it. This simple chant opens an entire realm of purity. Some practice homage to Amitabha Buddha for 3 months straight, and after a lifetime of unrest they dream of light and see a figure guiding them across a bridge to the peace they had never known. Before you sleep, imagine a golden lotus blooming in soft light. Then recite homage to Amitabha Buddha. Recite until sleep comes, it doesn't matter. May Amitabha's light guide you safely through tonight, bring clarity tomorrow, and ensure you never lose your way in this ever-changing world. When everything outside shifts day by day, hour by hour, some carry within a nameless void. It is a loss of direction, a feeling of drifting in a dream with no shore or path in sight. When night falls, loneliness becomes like a mirror reflecting all we hide by day. Countless worries, endless sufferings, fragile hopes pressed upon our minds. In those moments, a single recitation of a Buddha's name can become the safest refuge, like a roof after rain, a flicker of light in the darkest night, or a familiar call from home echoing across a distant life. Amitabha Buddha is the Buddha of boundless light, infinite lifespan, and limitless compassion. That 6-syllable name is not just a reverent sound, but a bridge between the ordinary mind and the pure land. Each time it is recited, it opens a stream of pure light from the western land of ultimate bliss, illuminating the darkest corners of the human heart. Some ask, how can a single phrase transform suffering accrued over countless lifetimes? The truth is that a small lamp can dispel darkness in an entire room, and a drop of amrita in murky water can make it clear. Likewise, a sincere recitation, at the right moment and with the right heart, can rescue someone from the depths of anguish. In a rural village lived an elderly man in his 80s, alone after his children moved away. Each night he stayed awake, lit an incense stick, sat before his altar, and recited Amitabha Buddha. He knew little of Buddhist doctrine, but believed in a serene realm free of suffering. Villagers saw him often smiling, never complaining. He said he dreamed nightly of lotus blossoms and gentle streams, feeling light despite his poverty and solitude. When he passed away, it was in a deep, peaceful sleep, his face reflecting a beautiful dream. That simple recitation guarded his mind against worry, loneliness, and the sorrows of old age. This is the power of the Buddha's name. The human mind is like a mirror. When covered by the dust of worldly life, it cannot reflect light. But if each night we polish it with a Buddha's name, the light gradually returns, illuminating every shadowy corner of our lives. When you recite Amitabha before sleep, you draw the light of the 10 directions of Buddhas into your room. No lamp or bell is needed, just slow, mindful breathing, a steady recitation, and a heart willing to return. You will find your mind less restless, vague images fading, and sleep growing deeper and lighter as if wrapped in the light of compassion. For those plagued by long-standing anxiety, frequent nighttime awakenings, or life's heavy burdens, begin here. Before sleep, sit or lie on your right side. Inhale 3 long breaths, and imagine before you a vast lotus pond bathed in gentle golden light like the early morning sun. At its center stands the radiance of Amitabha, smiling quietly. Begin your recitation, without hurry or rigid rhythm, allowing each syllable to sound like a gentle call from home. Let each tone permeate your being. If drowsiness overtakes you, do not resist. Let the recitation carry you into sleep, for even in dreams it continues its work of purification and protection. Many recite Amitabha during illness and find that fear lessens even before health returns. Fear can weigh more heavily than the illness itself, and when fear dissipates, the body lightens as well. Some recite in times of despair. The chant may not bring money instantly, but it relieves inner oppression and clears the mind. When clarity awakens, they know what to do and which path to take. Then prosperity follows, not by miracle, but through the wisdom stirred within. Some dream of light, of walking through a gate, or of a lotus blooming in their palm, all because of that recitation. These visions defy explanation, yet those who experience them understand through a profound sense of peace. That recitation is the bridge between tonight and tomorrow, between dream and reality, between the suffering self and the awakened self, between impermanence and inner tranquility. There are no limits for those who wish to return, and Amitabha never refuses anyone, no matter how burdened they are by guilt or pain. So if you suffer, recite. If you don't know where to go, recite. If you seek a place to breathe, recite. If you don't know where to begin, start with a single Amitabha Buddha. Just one phrase. And if you breathe with it long enough, you will see your life gradually transform. Homage to Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, the one of vast vows. Recite Ksitigarbha to dissolve wrongful karmic ties and to lessen past causes. Ksitigarbha vowed to remain in the dark realms to save lost souls, unresolved karmic forces, and ancestral afflictions. Some sleepers often dream of departed loved ones or experience recurring, unsettling visions, as if unseen bonds tether them to a deep abyss. Simply reciting homage to Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva before sleep is like lighting a lamp in the night, opening a path for light to enter the darkest reaches of the mind, releasing karmic entanglements, dissolving ancestral debts, and restoring the flow of life energy. Sit quietly, close your eyes, place a hand on your heart, and visualize Ksitigarbha standing in darkness with his staff, illuminating the path. Recite homage to Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva steadily 7, 21, or 49 times, and vow, I resolve to dissolve wrongful karmic ties, transform ancestral karma, and open the path for life energy to lead me to the light. There are nights when we cannot sleep, not because the body is tired, but because the mind carries too many unresolved resentments, repeating dreams, and sensations as though something unseen holds us back in a realm far below. We may dismiss these as mere psychology, but as we grow older and journey farther, we learn that some bonds lie beyond reason, unseen ties inherited from our ancestors, our bloodline, or past lives. Then one day we encounter the name of Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva, not as mere doctrine, but as a distant invitation, a call urging us to return and cleanse the remnants in our hearts, the things forgotten but never gone. Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva embodies the great vow. He vowed to remain in the underworlds, forgoing Buddhahood, until hell is empty and no sentient being suffers. Such a vow cannot spring from an ordinary heart. It arises from a heart capable of embracing infinite suffering without complaint. Among all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Ksitigarbha is the one closest to the realms of the departed, to wandering spirits, to those bound by karmic debts not yet resolved. But he is also the one closest to the darkest corners of the human heart, for somewhere inside each of us burns an unspoken hell, unresolved anger, nameless sorrow, regrets, and unjust grievances, and invisible bonds that have bound the soul through countless lifetimes of recitation. Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva lights a lamp within that deep cavern, not to banish the darkness, but to embrace it, to see it, to understand it, and to transform it. Each utterance of his name is like a gentle tap on the rock of karma, causing tiny cracks to form, heavy masses to dissolve, and centuries of dust to wash away. I once met a man plagued by vivid dreams and insomnia, convinced something strange lingered in his house. He and his wife quarreled constantly, and their children would not obey. A feng shui master diagnosed heavy yin energy and unsettled ancestral spirits. Though he knew nothing of Ksitigarbha, he followed the advice to recite each night, Namo Ksitigarbha Bodhisattva. With each recitation, he imagined lighting a lamp at his grandparents' grave. After a few weeks, strange occurrences ceased. The house felt lighter, the odd dreams stopped, and he noticed his own heart calming, no longer quick to anger or prone to baseless rage. Even someone living entirely in the material realm, never chanting sutras or visiting temples, can feel this effect. Why? Because the name of Ksitigarbha does not discriminate. Sincere devotion alone is enough. We all carry parts tethered to the past, perhaps karma of our own making, an ancestral debt, or a wandering spirit in our lineage awaiting dedication. Sometimes a single nightly recitation is sufficient to reconnect with that hidden depths. It is enough to resolve what words cannot, to shift one's fortune, to open paths for prosperity, family harmony, and the transformation of ancestral karma. Many miracles begin not with understanding, but with wholehearted sincerity. Ksitigarbha is the light from the deepest place, the faith amid the darkest hearts, the downward path that leads us back. Not everyone dares to step into darkness, but once you walk with him, you are no longer alone. You will discover that the first liberation is not for your ancestors or stray spirits, but for yourself. Namo Mahasthamaprapta Bodhisattva. Those who have lost their way recite Mahasthamaprapta to awaken clarity, steady the mind, and secure blessings. Some have opportunities, but lack the wisdom to grasp them. Some possess wealth, but lack the ability to preserve it. The name Mahasthamaprapta is like a mountain stabilizing the mind, like the sun guiding the intellect. He embodies light, wisdom, and unwavering focus, helping us discern right from wrong and remain steadfast amid life's uncertainties. He is especially fitting for those pursuing career success, safeguarding their prosperity, or facing critical decisions. Before sleep, envision him holding a pearl of light that shines into your recitation of Namo Mahasthamaprapta Bodhisattva. After 21 invocations, his wisdom illuminates your karma, guards you, nurtures your mind, awakens your insight, invites blessings, keeps you on the right path, and preserves your wealth. There are nights when we shed no tears, yet our heart feels torn. No one strikes us, but our mind aches as if battered by a storm. No one shouts, yet thousands of reproaches echo within. These are nights when the mind is scattered, the intellect clouded, the heart fragile, and self-confidence plummets. Life may strip us of much, but if it also robs us of the power to anchor ourselves, we lose everything. Some were once brilliant, but never recovered from a single failure. Some were wealthy, but lost it all through one mistake. Some loved deeply, but, after betrayal, shut their hearts forever, living in suspicion, anxiety, and anger. In those times, we need another kind of strength, not money, not others, but an internal force, clear, steadfast, gentle, and hard to defeat. That is what Namo Mahasthamaprapta Bodhisattva offers. He is not a deity granting luck in a gamble or fulfilling wishes. He symbolizes unwavering wisdom, serene light, and inner strength, quiet, unassuming, yet capable of illuminating paths we once deemed hopeless. Before bed, sit in a peaceful space, dim the lights, and kindle a small lamp. Place your hand over your heart or forehead. Inhale slowly, exhale gently. Close your eyes, and imagine Mahasthamaprapta Bodhisattva serene and lofty, holding a sapphire-white pearl whose light gradually shines into your mind. That light is not dazzling but soft, like new moon glow streaming from his brow into your heart and throughout your being. Then recite Namo Mahasthamaprapta Bodhisattva. Each syllable guides your mind back to its center, free of fear, distraction, and confusion, and into clarity, like a pure stream in a deep forest. After 21 recitations, silently vow, "May your wisdom illuminate my karma, stabilize my mind, awaken my insight, invite blessings, keep me on the right path, and preserve my fortune." By practicing this each night, you will gradually notice your intellect sharpening, your discernment improving, your decisions less hasty, and your blessings more enduring. Those prone to fear, vivid dreams, or negative emotions will especially benefit, for he is the steadfast support for trembling hearts. His light of wisdom pierces unseen anxieties, reveals the way forward, and rekindles long-lost self-trust. You need not become perfect, just preserve a glimmer of clarity in your heart each night, and dawn will find you more peaceful and aware. Little by little, you will become the person you once dreamed of. Those with concentrated minds cultivate lasting blessings. Those with awakened intellect generate prosperity. And one right phrase each evening ensures you never lose your way. You need not memorize thousands of sutras. Only one phrase, one recitation, one night, and one sincere heart. Choose a phrase aligned with your deepest wish each evening and recite it as a blessing for yourself and your loved ones. Then you will see long nights grow shorter, troubling dreams dissolve into gentle mists, worries transform into peace, and your destiny shift quietly, without your noticing. Now, As those 5 recitations have echoed within your mind, as each word has seeped through the layers of your day's weariness, and as you gently close the curtain on roles you've played, grant yourself a moment of stillness. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Life may not always be gentle with us, but if one mantra remains alive in your heart, you still have a home to return to. Tonight, when you sleep, carry not your sorrows, not your worries, not the half-finished stories you cling to. Let the recitations you have just heard become a stream that washes away yesterday's burdens. Let the call of the medicine Buddha heal your body's ailments, your mind's wounds, your karmic afflictions. Let Avalokiteshvara's name soothe your sorrow, dissolve injustice, and open the way for love to flow to you. Let Amitabha guide your spirit to a gentler realm, where no longer you wander in suffering. Let Ksitigarbha dispel what you cannot yet name, unlocking ancestral energies in your bloodline. Let Mahasthamaprapta illuminate your path tomorrow, helping you hold fast to what you have and receive what you deserve. Each recitation is more than a sound. It is energy, a bridge between you and the cosmos, between you and the Buddhas, and between you and the most pristine self within. Anyone can recite, regardless of status, religion, or learning. A weary mother, a lost youth, an elder in an empty room, the poorest soul, anyone may chant, for in these words no one is greater or lesser, only a heart yearning to come home. If tonight you have no one to share your story with, share a mantra instead. If you feel adrift, let that mantra cradle you like a lullaby. If you are exhausted by life, let the recitation remind you that you remain worthy of peace. Each night before sleep, choose a phrase that mirrors your deepest wish. You need not grasp every nuance, nor utter it in perfect ancient pronunciation, nor count your repetitions. Recite with wholehearted sincerity, and the mantra will become a light that fills your dreams, courses through your veins, penetrates the depths of your karma, and begins its transformation. Miracles do not always arrive with fanfare. They often come through silent persistence. One phrase repeated each night, one heart that never surrenders, and a quiet faith that peace can start right where you stand. You need not journey far for blessings, nor chase after anyone for solace. Right here, in this moment as you read these words, if your heart opens, peace can begin. And should you ever stray, should you ever falter amid life's tumult, do not forget the mantra that carried you through long nights. Return to it, call it back, breathe slowly and chant deeply. For that same recitation may rescue you again, not from life, but from the suffering within your own heart. May you sleep tonight in peace. May those in sorrow find warmth. May the lost discover a direction. May every mantra you speak become a stream of light along the path ahead, gentle yet steadfast, serene yet joyful. Homage to the Buddha, homage to the Dharma, homage to the Sangha. In this life, strange things occur. The kind-hearted suffer while the wicked enjoy ease. At times, even our best intentions lead to pain and loss, and we are left bewildered. Is karma then a mystifying force? Dear friend, do not judge from a single moment in this endless tapestry of existence. Karma has perfect memory. It forgets no one and spares no action. It simply works in silence, often arriving in ways we never expect. I once met a gaunt rideshare driver, sun-baked skin and gentle face. He did not preach or spout lofty doctrines. He spoke in a slow, deep tone, as one who has stumbled many times and paid dearly for each fall. He said, "I lived recklessly once, cheating people out of meals, laughing at others' pain. I thought I was clever, but karma collected every debt. It came back to me penny by penny, fault by fault, sparing nothing." Then he smiled and added, "No one escapes. You plant your seed wherever you may, and life will return its fruit in that very place, often with more sting than you ever imagined." From such an ordinary remark, I realized that retribution in this life is not distant. It may arrive in a glance, in a misunderstanding, or in a failure we do not even recall planting. Karma is the shadow of our deeds. The fruit is their shape. The Buddha taught that karma is not punishment, but the truest mirror of our actions, thoughts, and words. You cannot sow a bitter seed and demand sweet fruit. You cannot speak hateful words and expect love in return. If you wound others with speech, attitude, or indifference, sooner or later life will offer you the same bitter taste, often more piercing, more relentless, because you will not remember planting that seed, yet you will feel its pain. Some receive a blow and later are struck back. That is visible karma. But others spark a hateful thought and believe nothing has happened, only to find themselves beset by inexplicable suffering, because even a fleeting intention becomes a cause. Some devote their lives to good, yet face hardship, for old debts remain unsettled. Others commit evil and prosper, sheltered by past merits. But when debts are paid and merits exhausted, karma will bear its fruit, and none can bear it for you. Karma is like your shadow. Wherever you go, it follows. You plant whatever seed in your mind, and it grows quietly over time until one day its fruit appears, perhaps a tear without reason, a loss no one caused, or a sudden twist that unbalances us. Yet every result has its root. You cast a seed before you knew it. As you sow, so shall you reap. There was once a man who specialized in cheating gullible people out of their assets. He believed himself clever, leaving no traces, until middle age struck. His children fell ill one by one, his family fell apart, and his money vanished. Someone asked him, "Don't you see this as retribution?" He broke down in tears. "I know, but I never expected it to arrive so soon. When you sow ill will, the harvest springs up in the very place you felt safest. Hurt someone at work, and your fortunes will falter. Sow anger with your words, and your own nights will echo with unease. You needn't wait for another lifetime. Once a karmic seed is planted, its fruit begins to sprout. Don't assume you'll pay only when you're old and frail. Sometimes, at the height of comfort and joy, karma arrives like a sudden storm. Such stories are far from rare. Often, blessings aren't lost because of grand evils, but because we deny a poor person a simple kindness. To take from someone in need is to steal from your own merit. When blessings run dry, bad karma will manifest, sooner or later, here or elsewhere. Consider Ms. Lon, once beloved as the kind shopkeeper of her neighborhood. In her small beginnings, she'd let struggling customers rack up a few thousand dong in debt, or secretly slip them a packet of salt or instant noodles. But as her business grew and money flowed in, her heart hardened. A debt of 23,000 dong earned a curt, "No charity here. Either pay up or leave." One rainy day, an elderly scrap collector woman, weak and bent under the drizzle, owed just 3,000 dong for a pack of noodles. Lon shouted, "Always short. I'm running a store, not a charity." The old woman only nodded sadly and slipped away, her back bowed even more. Lon felt no pangs of guilt. A month later, a stray spark from an old outlet ignited the store's stock. Flames erupted at midnight, consuming everything. Lon barely escaped with her life, but lost everything in a single night. Neighbors gathered, some whispered, some sighed. Amid her panic, not knowing where to turn, a familiar figure approached, the very scrap collector woman she'd driven away. In her hands, she carried a loaf of bread and a bottle of water. "I heard what happened," she said gently. "Here, take this to give you strength." Lan's knees buckled. She accepted the bread, trembling, and wept as she never had before. Tears of loss, tears of regret, tears of realizing what truly matters. She never imagined that the one she had chased off would feed her when she was starving, and she never anticipated karma's swift arrival. Karma doesn't knock, it slips in at just the right moment. Sometimes we look at our lives and wonder, what great wrong have I done to deserve this chaos, this unease, these misfortunes? Many karmic causes lie silent, no sound, no immediate effect, hidden in daily thoughts and actions, subtle as wind, gentle as dew, yet gradually shaping our fate. A single flash of anger, and though no harsh words leave your lips, your eyes betray you. A moment of greed, and though you steal nothing, your mind grows uneasy. That is when karma has been sown. You don't see the fruit yet, but your blessings dwindle and the karmic seed takes root, waiting for the right conditions to grow. It needs no warning, only your complacency. Then, at your moment of ease, karma taps at the door and steps in, not to punish, but to remind you. What thoughts have you harbored? What intentions have you sown? Don't wait for the fruit to ripen before you regret it. Begin awakening with each small intention today. Sometimes it's not a grand misdeed, but an unclean heart that steals your peace. To avert suffering, transform your own karma. We cannot erase the past, but we can start anew this very moment. Don't wait for pain to force you to believe. Don't wait for consequences to scare you into asking, "What did I do wrong?" Karma doesn't lurk to punish. It simply returns exactly what you have given. If you have sown negativity, sit in quiet remorse. No need to proclaim it to the world. Offer genuine repentance and live differently. Even small shifts in thought can redirect a torrent of karma. One who once hurt learns gentleness. One who was selfish learns to share. One who spoke harshly learns silence and anger. That is how karma transforms, not with grand rituals, but by ceasing harm, increasing kindness, and refusing to sow new seeds while old ones still ripen. Live kindly, live slowly, live mindfully in every thought, word, and deed. When your heart changes, your karma follows. This is not a miracle, but both a law and a gift. The universe offers us endless chances to sow anew and reap peace later. Karma does not threaten. It operates silently, like light following darkness, like harvest following sowing. If you suffer today, do not fear. It may be old fruit returning. If you remain calm and compassionate toward yourself, refusing to plant new seeds of suffering, that pain will pass and peace will come without delay. And if you are fortunate today, still holding blessings in your hands, do not forget to live with integrity, for blessings vanish if we only consume them and fail to preserve them. No one knows what the next life holds. No one is certain of another moment to repent, but right now, if you spark a kind thought, if you let go of resentment, if you light a seed of goodness in your heart, then karma is already shifting, destiny is already changing, and a lighter future is beginning to form. Homage to Shakyamuni Buddha. Thank you for listening. May every seed of kindness you plant today blossom into peace on your path. If you have listened this far, perhaps we share a precious connection, hearts learning together about karma, yearning to live more peacefully and mindfully. If this teaching has touched your heart, please subscribe so that with each new sharing we may meet again, sit together in listening, and sow another seed of goodness in life. One click, a small bell chime. That too can be a tap reminding you to return to yourself amid life's rush. Thank you for being here and for accompanying me, even if only through your silent listening. Dear friends of virtue and wisdom, as you listen to this teaching, you may encounter a few advertisement breaks. I understand these can interrupt your emotional flow, and I sincerely thank you for your patience in staying with me. Truthfully, a small portion of the ad revenue helps the channel sustain the production of these talks, from editing and recording to video creation and sharing, reaching those who need a word of comfort, a light amid suffering. If you feel a bit inconvenienced, please regard it as a gentle test of your patience and as a way you're sowing merit alongside the channel through your compassionate attention. Thank you for being present, thank you for not leaving, and thank you for being part of this journey to spread kindness.